Hello everyone. Today class number 47. Class number 47 for electrical machine 2. Okay. So in this class I have to complete the effect of variation of field current, right? Do some heading first. Effect of variation. Effect of variation of field current. Effect of variation of field current IF. So field current means IF on the operating power factor. On the operating power factor of synchronous motor. Okay. So before start this topic, I would like to express that you have to first assume something. So what are the assumption? First write assumption. Assumptions. Okay. First assumption: armature resistance should be neglected. Should be neglected. That is Ra equals to 0. Okay. And second one, right, output power should be constant. Output power should be constant. That means it is a constant power output motor. Okay, it is a constant power output motor. Output power should be constant. That is P out PO equals to constant. Okay, make it equals to P. Whatever a constant value, P not equals to, I am taking it as P. Okay, so next write input, voltage at air gap or voltage at stator windings should be constant. That is V equals to constant. Okay. So fourth one, synchronous reactance. Synchronous reactance means excess should be constant. Actually, for a particular motor, excess never be changed and V never be changed and P also never be changed for a sufficient supply, electrical supply, and armature resistance actually you have to assume this thing only. Okay, so all the rests are already have been assumed. Okay. Okay, so now we can start it. Okay, so right, we know the power equation or power balance equation for a synchronous motor is, obviously the power is active. Okay, the power is active power. So P equals to V into EF sin del by XS. Okay, so power equals to P equals to V into EF sin del by XS depending on load, and which will be equals to V into IA cos phi. Okay, this cos phi is power factor. Cos phi equals to the power factor. Okay, so that means it is depending on the load, and this is the internal characteristics. This is the external characteristics, this is the internal characteristics. So from that concept we can easily assume this power remains constant. Okay, so if power remains constant, that throughout the system power remains constant. So internal, for the load case, for the load side, for the load terminal, power also constant, and for the internal section power remains constant. Okay, so from this relation and from this assumption we can write it as, that's EF sin del equals to constant. Okay, take it as C1. Okay, EF sin del take it as C1, make it equation number 1. And IA cos phi also another constant equals to C2. Okay, why? Because from this equation, if we apply the assumptions, that means this RA is this V should be constant and XS should be constant. So this V and XS should be constant. If we make it constant, then EF sin del already it is a constant. Okay, and IA cos phi, as V is constant, so and P is also constant. So by equating these two, so IA cos phi is also a constant. So you have to maintain these two equation as two constants. Okay, so now we can draw the phasor diagram to understand these two equation in phasor concept. Okay, so effect of radiation of field current on the operating power factor of the power. There is field current, you have to vary the field current. IF you should vary such that EF sin del also varied. Okay, EF sin del is also varied in such a way that the power factor cos phi remains constant. Okay, or cos phi should be changed. Okay, but by altering these two terms, by altering this, actually you are altering this EF, right? You are altering this EF. As the IF is modified, IF is increasing or decreasing. There is a variation of field current. That is, IF is increasing or decreasing. That means simultaneously sin del also decreased or increased. So if it is increased, if IF is increased, then what happened? EF is also increased. And if EF is increased, then sin del should be decreased to maintain this constant C1, right? And similarly, if we by changing this equation, by changing this EF, sin del automatically changed. And if sin del is changed, then you can see that the cos phi is also modified. Okay, so cos phi is also modified in such a way IA cos phi remains constant. Okay, so this is a case. Actually you can see that in phasor diagram. Okay, you can see it in phasor diagram. So please wait, I am drawing the phasor diagram now. So make a heading. Roman 1 for lagging power factor. Okay, so for lagging power factor, you have to assume first, before drawing the phasor diagram, you actually assuming first the reference line, right? So I am taking it as reference line. Suppose I am taking this one as a reference line. Okay, this is as a reference line. Okay, so do not make any. So I am taking it as a reference line, only line. Okay, no phasor on this line. Okay, initially no phasor on this line. Okay, so now, this EF, suppose this is EF, and the equation was EF plus IARA plus JIAXS, right? EF plus IARA plus JIAXS equals to V, right? This is the EMF equation or KVL equation. So now we have to neglect it because RA should be neglected. Assumption first point. Okay, so EF plus JIAXS only left. So EF plus JIAXS, that means EF should be here and JIAXS should be perpendicular on this EF. So this is JIAXS. Okay, so this magnitude is your nothing but your V, right? This magnitude is nothing but your V. So to whatever the magnitude of this IA, you have to ensure that your IARA should be, this is IA. Okay, this is IA. Okay, so what will be the IA cos phi? So now make it what is cos phi over here. So cos phi is nothing but the angle difference between V and IA. So angle difference between V and IA. Okay. So this section is phi. Okay. So if we consider a line over here, so if it is phi, so angle between V and IA equals to phi. Okay. So if we apply the cos phi, so what will be the cos phi? Cos phi is nothing but the projection. Cos phi is nothing but the projection on this IA on this reference line. Okay. So this length is nothing but your C2, because IA cos phi is a constant C2. So when now if we alter this EF, then what happened? Suppose I have increased a value of EF. Okay, so now before do this increment, you have to again assume that what is the EF sin del. Now tell me what is the del angle over here. So del angle is nothing but the power angle, torque angle. So EF and V. So angle between EF and V is your del. So angle between EF and V equals to del. Okay, equals to del. Okay, so if we apply the EF sin del, then EF equals to this one, and sin del will be the projection on this vertical line. So this length is C1. So these two lengths remains always constant. Okay, so how it should be remains constant? See, this C1 should be, so your, if we modify this EF, then EF should be, the peak of this EF should be touch this line. That means suppose EF is modified, suppose this is EF1, now I am modifying it as EF2. Okay, so if this is EF2, then JIFXF will be this one. Okay, JIAXS will be this one, right? So IA1, IA2 now. So this is IA1XS, this one, and this one is IA2XS. Okay, so IA should be modified as, so what will be the IA? So IA may be, if EF is increased, then IA should be decreased, right? So but this IA should be touch this line, and the peak of this IA should be touch this line. Okay, so if we want to apply from lagging power factor to unity power factor suddenly, then IA will be follow this line. Okay, because this phi equals to then 0 degree, then IA will follow this line, right? And once this line will be followed by this IA, then what happened? Then this EF will be maximum. At that situation, EF will be maximum. Okay, so this is the lagging. So that means you have make a constant on these two axes, on these two reference axes. This is vertical reference axis, this is a horizontal reference axis. So you can vary it as a peak of this peak of this IA and EF should touch this line. Suppose this line is L1 and this line is L2. Okay, this L1 L2 should be touched by the peak of these two phasor. Okay, so this is the concept of variation of field current on the operating power factor of a synchronous motor when the power factor is in between the lagging power unity power factor to lagging power factor. That is, this type of phasor diagram will be developed for the type of load which is lagging to unity, which is between from the lagging to unity. Okay, so now I move into the second case, that is leading power factor. Okay, so now I am moving into the second case for the leading power factor. Leading power factor load. Okay, so for leading power factor load, you have to again maintain these two equations, right? You have to maintain these two equations, right? So to maintain it, you have to actually, suppose for leading power factor, suppose we are taking the reference line first. So EF should be drawn over here. So IA should be, now it is in leading. So this angle will be, suppose phi. Okay, this angle should be phi. So if we want to apply, so what will be the IA array? So first draw it IA array. Okay, so first draw it IA array, so then neglect it actually. So then the IA j axis will be perpendicular on this. So the j IA axis having the in phase, in this phase. So j IA axis will be in this line. Okay, j IA axis. So how to drawing? How I am drawing here? So actually EF will be looks like, right? So if IA array is present, then IA array should be, suppose this is IA array, suppose I am taking it first. Okay, then IA axis will be perpendicular on this line, right? So now neglect this IA array. So to neglect it, so this line will be coming to here, so it will be looks like, right? So this line is JIA XAS. Okay, so this it will be V. Okay, this is called phi. So this angle is EF and P, that will be del, right? So if we apply the vertical line, so what will be the projection? The projection of this IA cos phi will be on the reference line, right? So this length is C1. Okay, this length is C2, and EF, this is sin del. So the projection on the vertical line, this will be your C1. This length is C1 and this length is C2. So now if we apply the unit UPF load, then suddenly apply the UPF load, then IA will be continuously touch the peak of this line. Okay, the peak of the phasor IA should touch on. So IA should be this one, IA should be this one, IA should be this one, IA should be. That means this is the variation, right? This is the variation of IF. Okay, this is the variation of IA. Okay, and what is the variation of EF? So if we want to apply the EF more, then the variation of EF will be, okay, so always it will touch on this line. Okay, so this is the variation. So if we apply, if this IA is falling, then phi angle is falling, phi angle is decreasing, right? And if EF is increasing, then del angle is decreasing. That means by increasing IF, if we are increasing IF, then EF also increased. If EF is also increased, then del is also decreased. If del is decreased, then phi is actually decreased. Right? EF, suppose this is EF1, this is EF2, this is EF3, this is EF4, this is EF5, and all the EF value is greater than, right, less than this type. So EF is maximum over here. So similarly IA1, IA2, IA3, so phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 will be falling. So as the phi will be falling, this cos phi is approaching to 1. Okay, so if EF is increasing, then cos phi is approaching to 1, or IF is increasing. So load variation means the field current, if it is increasing, the power factor will be increased. Okay, if the field current is increased, the power factor is also increased. Okay, for this case of load. Okay, so and for previous one, if we apply the lagging power factor concept, then you can see that for the lagging power factor concept, if IF is increasing, then EF is also increased. If EF is also increased, then del is also increased, right? Sorry, del is also decreased. Okay, so if del is decreased, then phi is also increased. If phi is increased, then cos phi is decreased. That is for, it is for lagging power factor. Okay, it is for lagging power factor, and this is leading power factor. Okay, and that this sequence is followed from the range of leading power factor to unity power factor, and this sequence will follow from the range of lagging power factor to unity power factor. Okay, so for the lagging power factor to unity power factor, this sequence is followed, and for the leading power factor to unity power factor, this sequence is followed. Okay, so by this way you can easily check it and you can answer it. Okay, so this is the load variation, effect of variation of field current on the operating power factor of a synchronous motor. Okay, So from this concept we can develop the V curve or inverted V curve. From this concept we can develop the V curve. So V curve actually I can discuss in the next class. So actually to discuss up to this much. Okay, so waiting for the next day. Next day I will discuss the V curve and inverted V curve, and one numerical should be done. So after that, that is after class number 48, your synchronous machine chapter module is completed. That is synchronous motor is also completed. Okay, so from the class number 49 I will enter the special machine part. Okay, so today's class up to this much. Thank you.